The one way we do not solve the immigration problem is to refer to these poor people as vermin and animals poisoning the blood of our nation. That we don't talk of Mexican immigrants as if they were predisposed genetically to commit murder. We don't promise mass deportations on day one. There is a way to solve these problems going back beyond Ronald Reagan, back to the Eisenhower days, where there is a natural ebb and flow of a seasonal population, where there is a relationship between the United States and Mexico and the Central American countries, where everyone polices their own borders. Do you think that Mexico doesn't know that hundreds of thousands of undocumented people are going through 1,500 miles of Mexico to get here? They know exactly. It's become part of their racket. The cartels have taken it over. It is money making for them. Where is I think this is the issue that the Biden administration is most vulnerable and affecting Vice President Kamala Harris because they did such a terrible job. They have botched it. The frustration of that military wife and mother makes that very clear. But you've got to do it in an international way. You've got to have cooperation. We are the richest nation on earth. We are next to one of the poorest nations on earth. Of course, if you're in the poorest nation on earth, you're going to want to bring your children here. You're going to want to seek the American dream that our forefathers did. But you solve this problem with cooperation, with logic, with reason, and with compassion.
I want to get a take from you, Bill, and I want to get a take from Bobby, and then I'm going to go to break.
So, all right, this is how you solve the problem. The first thing you do, and Trump did this in his last year in office, was have a quiet conversation with the president of Mexico, saying, unless you put your military on the southern border with Guatemala and the northern border with us, we are going to designate all the cartels as terrorists. And when we do that, we're going to kill them with Navy SEALs, with drones. Obrador folded in less than 24 hours, and he put the military on both borders, which cut down.
It wasn't the military.
Yes, it was.
He threatened him with trade, which was fine, which was legit. You're not going to declare war on Mexico, for goodness sake.
You had your say. Now I'm going to tell you what happened. I don't care whether you believe it or not. So Trump said to Obrador...
He's been talking that way to me for 21 years.
And it still hasn't gotten through. So Obrador put the military, which cut the migrant intrusion on the border about 75%. Okay, that's what you do, number one. Number two, and I agree with humane, we are a humane country. Donald Trump cannot deport, mass deport. It's against the Constitution. Every person on American soil is entitled to our constitutional protection unless we interdict them coming across. And that's what Obama did. When the Border Patrol got them coming across, they turned them right back. All right? Barack Obama deported more illegal migrants than any other president. Right now, we have 14, at least, million foreign nationals in this country unsupervised. Within 3 months, they would be required by federal law, every one of them, to register at a post office and answer a questionnaire, which would then be sent to the Department of Homeland Security. So there would be a database of who is here and what those people are doing. Then the government would decide which cases would be heard first, and the others would receive designations. Some would get green cards. So if you had been here 6 years, you owned a home, you had 2 children who were American citizens, the government would say, okay, you can work, support your family, you're still going to have to go through the process. That is how you do it.
Well, how do you respond to the fact that your friend, President Trump, is not pursuing that, nor is he promoting that in any way, shape, or form?
Because he's using the issue to get votes.
Well, that I agree.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.